playing this week. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 3 big-time games we got to pay attention to. I already mentioned one of them to you, Kansas City going up against Denver. Kansas City going up against Denver. That's a big game. It's a big game because the Kansas City Chiefs better win this game. We are 10 games in. They are 5-4, entering week 10 for themselves. Okay? They lose this game. They're already 3 games behind. Denver's at 8-2. They are 5-4. 2.5 games. They lose this game. They 5-5. Denver's 9-2. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. You're not going to win the division. You're not going to have a shot at winning the division if you're the Kansas City Chiefs and you lose this game. Other than the playoffs and the Super Bowl, one could easily argue this is the most important regular season game of Patrick Mahomes' career. Because the man been winning since he arrived. Every single year he's been a starting quarterback. They've been in the AFC Championship game. The brother is surreal. We know this. And we're looking at the rest of the parts around him. Juju Smith-Schuster. You got Thornton. You got Xavier Worthy. You got Rashee Rice. Pacheco's out, but Kareem Hunt is still experienced. Somebody got to run for the damn football. You got a decent defense with Spagnuolo controlling the siege and stewarding the defense. Andy Reid's still there helping call plays. Calling plays, really. What excuse do you have? You can't lose this game. Can't lose this game. You cannot lose this game if you are the Kansas City Chiefs. And Denver, with the way their offense has struggled, as putrid as they have been. Come on. You got to win this game. Because Denver's defense is no joke. Plus 35. Sack differential compared to anybody else in the National Football League. First 10 games of the season. That's what they've recorded. Nobody has done that in NFL history. Not the Steelers defense, the Steel Curtain. Not Doomsday defense with the Dallas Cowboys. Not we are big, the shuffling crew. Shuffle on down to with you. We're so bad, we know we're good. Remember the Chicago Bears 1985? Not them either. Not the Baltimore Ravens with Ray Lewis and those boys. Nobody has had a plus 35 sack differential in NFL history after 10 games until Denver did it just now. They are no joke when it comes to getting after the quarterback. And we know that is Patrick Mahomes' Achilles heel. Just like it was Tom Brady's Achilles heel against the New York Giants in those 2 Super Bowls in 07 and 2011. It's been a problem for Patrick Mahomes against Tampa in the Super Bowl, against Philly last year. This is what it is. You got to protect that brother. And if there's a team that's saying you can't and you won't, it's the Denver Broncos. So this is what we're looking at right now. This is what we're facing. Right now, to me, that's one of the big-time games this weekend. Here's 2 others. Detroit heading to Detroit heading to And I know we try to act like, I know we're trying to act like A.J. Brown is all the rage. And I get that. I understand. But what we're going to do is we're going to pay attention to what's going on with the Detroit Lions. We're going to pay attention to the fact that Dan Campbell took away play calling duties from John Morgan. And when he did that, they had damn near 600 yards of offense. And they put up 44. Now, it was on the Washington Commanders, whose season is a wash. And they deserved it, by the way. Let's make sure we understand. They freaking deserved it. You get to the NFC Championship game last year with a rookie quarterback, and they were feeling themselves. And they said, we got a quarterback, we got a quarterback. There's a difference between capitalizing off a quarterback and exploiting it. They exploited it. They did not make their team better this year. Yeah, you got Deebo Samuels. I respect the hell out of Deebo and what he brought to San Francisco all of those years. But we all know he's approaching the twilight of his career, that he's not what he used to be. I respect the hell out of him. He can still play, he can still make a contribution, but he needs help. Why are you going to wait until the end of training camp to re-sign Terry McLaurin when you know you wanted to keep him? Why would you wait that damn long? You know he needs to be in football shape. Maybe he wouldn't have been out with the injury now if you had taken care of him. He'd have been in football shape. He'd have been ready to go come opening day of the season, and you wouldn't have nosedived from the very, very beginning. What you trade Brian Robinson Jr. for? Did you need a running back? What you do that for? This is what the Commanders have done. And you got in your own way. That's why they suck right now. And if I'm Jayden Daniels, don't come back. That elbow injury was ugly, bro. Don't rush yourself back. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Instead of taking advantage of Jayden Daniels' greatness and his youth, you exploited it and took it for granted. And that's why they got what they got. And the Coach Quinn, who I respect, who took the Atlanta Falcons to a Super Bowl before blowing a 25-point lead to Tom Brady and them inexplicably, letting Kyle Shanahan, then the offense coordinator, continue to throw the damn football instead of running and chewing up some of the clock. Knowing that the clock was on your side and forgot about that. Outside of that, the man did coach him to a Super Bowl now. I'm talking about Quinn, Dan Quinn. And not only did he do that, okay, but he was a big-time defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys thereafter. So what was the deal? You get here, you're the head coach, you resurrect this franchise, get him back on track, and then you lost your way. Why is that deep in such trash? Why they look so bad? So ain't no big deal that Detroit ran roughshod over all of them. Practically everybody will the rest of the season now. But I say all of that to say this. Detroit is no joke. That brother Gibbs is special. Jamal Gibbs is special. He's special. So is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jameson Williams is no slouch. Porter's no slouch. Jared Goff is balling. Especially when he's on the road. He's completing better than 70% of his passes. So now we got to look at them and we got to say, hey, what about Philly? And here's where the interesting thing is about Philadelphia that we simply cannot ignore. Their offense hasn't looked great at times. They looked great against Minnesota. Too many times during the season they haven't looked great. Last year they led the league in rushing attempts after starting out 2-2 and they were dead last in pass attempts. If you believe in your quarterback the way that you should, why not let him throw more?